Hey friends, welcome to this channel. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt and I am a leadership expert. I help professionals improve their leadership skills so that they feel successful every single day. I'm excited that you're here because today we're going to talk about time blocking and I'm going to give you some advice for how to actually make it work for you. So if you're new to this channel, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit subscribe and click the little bell so you never miss a moment from me. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to explain what is time blocking and why should you do it. So first things first, it's super simple, guys. Time blocking is literally just scheduling time during your day to work on your own projects. You can time block meetings, you can time block work for yourself, you can time block time for others, you can even time block travel time between meetings, especially if you have to drive or walk to the parking ramp. So why do it? So here's why I do it. Because during the weekday, your calendar is mostly taken up by meetings, or it often can be if you're a leader. And so really, you might only have 50% or less of your day to actually work on your own strategic projects to move them forward, which means that you've got to be super productive or at least effective at your work during that small amount of time. And if you are bombarded by distractions or interruptions, it's pretty likely that you won't actually accomplish anything during that day and you're gonna leave feeling really unsuccessful, and it's gonna kind of trickle into each day of the week, and then the week has gone by and it's Friday and you're feeling burnt out and you wondered, what the heck did I actually even do? So I don't want you to feel like that at the end of the week. I want you to time block and feel accomplished. So first things first is look at one day on your calendar. Look at the meetings you have. Oftentimes they're recurring meetings like morning meetings or huddles or touch points, but then look at the white space. Anything that's not scheduled can now be your time. It's for you, which means you can actually schedule half an hour, 50-minute, hour, whatever long increments you want to do to focus on your own work. And something that's really cool actually is my company just switched to Windows 10 and we have Office 365, and our new Outlook actually suggests focus time, which essentially is the same thing as time blocking, and it analyzes how much white space you have in your calendar and also how much time you spend in meetings or in collaboration time, and it actually can automatically fill in focus time blocks for you ahead of time. So it has these really cool insights, and it actually told me that my calendar fills up a week or 2 weeks in advance. So if I don't time block or put in my own focus time ahead of time, then I'm never going to be able to have that time to myself, and at the end of the week I'm going to leave feeling like, oh my goodness, I have no time for me. I have no time to move my projects forward, which can end up making you feel unsuccessful. So I suggest you book time in your calendar for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is per day to work on 1 to 3 things. If you haven't checked it out, check out my video on the Leave Happy tasks. I talk about 3 tasks maximum to help you get through your day and to feel successful. But time block a couple times for you to work uninterrupted, single tasking, not multitasking, for each item that you want to accomplish. Once you've scheduled those times, you can actually make those recurring meetings. So for example, if Mondays at 2 p.m. is often open, just make a meeting for Mondays at 2 p.m. that recurs every single day or every single week without an end date, and it'll always be there. And you can actually set it to be busy so that when people try to schedule meetings with you, it looks like you're not available. So you can always remove these time blocks, but then they're there ahead of time, and then your calendar can fill up around it, not the other way around. So once you have those, I suggest working without interruptions. So there's a couple different things you can do. The first thing that I have done is closing my email client while I'm working during my time blocks, because I'm easily distracted by email. Another really cool thing that Outlook does is it tells you how many emails you responded to, how quickly, and it can tell you that you're pretty distracted by email. And I know this to be true. I've been trying to get back to people a lot sooner lately, and it's gotten the best of me. So I want to make sure that my email client is closed or the notifications are closed. I found this hard because my calendar was actually connected to my email client, so I actually started taking a picture of my daily calendar each day and making it a favorite So I can go back to my favorites on my photos and just look and see what I've got coming up next. I also can print out my schedule. I don't like having my email open on my phone, so I don't do that to look at my calendar. It's up to you, but make sure your calendar is accessible to you without having your email client open. The second thing you can do is talk with your staff. So sometimes people interrupt us because our staff have questions for us or they have problems they need solving. And I would actually suggest that you start teaching them how to tie their own shoes or to fish for themselves. So my kindergarten teacher told me that after winter break, she would no longer know how to tie our shoes and that we'd have to tie our own. And it was basically a lesson saying, hey, I could do this for you, but you'll be way better off if you learn this skill. And so I always think of that when my staff come to ask me questions that I know they can figure out. I help them learn how to answer their own questions or solve their own problems. That way I don't keep getting interrupted over and over, and they can develop themselves. So if this seems to be a problem for you, you want to have an open door policy, but you're not able to get your own work done, you need to do a better job of setting some boundaries. So one thing you can do to do this is, number one, you can watch my video on coaching questions, and you can learn how to ask people more questions to help them answer their own problems or own questions. The second thing that you can do is ask someone how urgent it is. And you can do this without being rude or dismissive. You can say, hey, that's a really good question. I'm in the middle of some focus time right now. Would it be okay if I came out and chatted with you, say 30 minutes or an hour from now? And usually people are totally fine with that. We always perceive that if someone's coming to ask us a question, it's urgent, but usually it's really not. And then if it is urgent, then great, you can handle it then. All right, so the next thing you can do to get some privacy is you can also book yourself a conference room. So I often would book myself a conference room so I can have uninterrupted work time. No one's gonna miss me for 30 minutes or an hour if I'm not in my office. They're just gonna think that I'm in another meeting. And this way I can kind of, one, get a change of scenery, two, kind of clear my head on the walk to the conference room, and three, I can work knowing that I won't be interrupted and I can get in the zone. So I hope these tips helped you guys. Let me know in the comments if you do any of these things to help yourself be more effective, whether it's time blocking or booking meeting rooms or kind of having staff answer their own questions for themselves so you don't get interrupted. I would love to have some conversations flowing in the comments and just hear what you guys do. All right, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already by clicking the bell so you never miss a moment with me. All right, have a great day, you guys.